A projectile is given an initial velocity of v is equal to I plus 2j meter per second, where I is along the ground and j is along the vertical. If g is equal to 10 meter per second square, the equation of trajectory. So very good question. Right. So first, let us see how would we do this if given in a limited time constraint. So let us say v is given as I plus 2j. So what is v? V is vx I cap plus vy j cap, which is given to us as, say, 1i plus 2j, which means vx is equal to 1. What is vx is equal to? Vx is v cos theta, which is equal to 1. What is vy is equal to? Vy is v sin theta, which is equal to 2. We've been asked to find out the equation of trajectory. See, we know, right? We know that the equation of trajectory is y is equal to standard equation x tan theta minus g into x square the whole upon 2 u square cos square theta. So we need to have, do we have x? No. Do we have g? Yes. Okay. Oh, all right. So from here we can say that v sin theta. If you divide these two equations, what do you get? You get that tan theta is equal to 2, which means you have tan theta here. X is x, we need it as such. X square is x, g is given, 2 is constant. What we need is u cos theta. See, u square cos square theta. This can be written as u cos theta the whole square, right? But what is u cos theta? U cos theta is 1, so this becomes 1 square. Now if you apply this equation, what do you get? X into, what is tan theta? Tan theta is 2 minus g by 2, which is 10 by 2 into x square. U square cos square theta is 1. So what you get is y is equal to x square minus, y is equal to 2x minus 5x square, which is option C. So yes, we solved this within 2 minutes. That is pretty much affordable in the JEE mains exam. Now let us see the conceptual side also. So what is given to us is that vector v is equal to 1i cap plus 2 j cap, right? So what we need to understand is, with this velocity, the body will definitely have a displacement. Right, with this velocity, body will have a displacement, and since being a projectile motion, this displacement will have two components. One which will be along the ground, the other one which will be along the vertical. Now, what are we talking about? Say this is the velocity vector, this is the ground, inclined at an angle theta. We know that this component is Vx and this component is Vy, and the object goes like this, right? So displacement is basically given by the equation S is equal to ut plus half at square. Along the ground, this would become Sx is equal to ux into t plus half into ax into t square. And what would be the vertical become? The vertical would become sy is equal to uy into t plus half into ay into t square. Okay. Now we know that for the projectile motion, acceleration along the horizontal component is equal to 0, right? And acceleration along the vertical component is equal to minus g. See, we've been repeatedly explaining this concept over, I would say at least for 10 to 12 questions we have done this. So ax is equal to 0 and ay is equal to minus g. Now, what is ux is equal to? Ux is velocity component in the x direction, which is Vx in the question, right? And what is Vx is equal to? See, Vx is equal to V cos theta, right? Okay. Having said so, let us take this further. So we can write that Sx is equal to, now what is Sx? Sx is x, right? Horizontal displacement is x, which is equal to ux into t plus ax is 0, so that becomes 0, is equal to, so x is equal to, what is ux? Ux is the component of velocity along the x direction. I repeat, ux is the component of velocity in the x direction. So what is the component of velocity in x direction? It is 1. So we can write here that x is equal to 1 into t. Similarly, what is Sy is equal to? Sy is equal to uy into t plus half into ay into t square. So Sy is equal to, what is uy? Again, what is uy? Uy is the component of velocity u in the y direction. So uy is the component of velocity v in the y direction, in the long direction of j cap. What is the component? The component is 2. So we can say that this is 2 into, right? This is 2 into t plus, what is a? A is minus d, so it is minus 10 by 2 into t square. So what do you get? Sy is equal to 2t minus 5t square. Now let us bring x is equal to 1t into this equation. Therefore, what do we get? Sy. What is Sy? See, if Sx is equal to x, what is Sy is equal to? Sy is equal to y, which will be equal to 2t minus 5t square, where you can replace t is equal to x. So what we get is 2x minus 5x square, which is our required option C. So this is classical vector approach to the problem, which is what builds the concept, right? So the vector approach is very important. And see, wherever it's possible, we try to solve questions in vector approach also, so that you will be able to prepare both for the board exam and the JEE main as well. And wherever I think when it comes to JEE mains, especially in this chapter, I see a lot of questions being asked from not just this chapter, almost all the coming chapters. A lot of questions being asked from graphical analysis, and this chapter onwards, I'll make sure that we include more of mathematical concepts as well. Let us see in the future questions. Okay, so yeah, that's it with this question. Let us move on to the next one.